All right, bows and bow ties. I know it's been a long time since I've gotten on here and I've actually did a real video. I know I've been doing shorts. The reason why I haven't been on here is twofold. One, I didn't want to get on here. I didn't really have anything to say. I think much of what was going on just wasn't really all that interesting to me. I mean, it was interesting enough in terms of that whatever was going on, but not enough that I wanted to talk about it. Okay. And two, like I said, it wasn't. I didn't really have much to say, and I was just busy. So, but let me just say this. We're going to talk about being Americans for a second. And I'm basically trolling everybody. But what I'm saying is like kind of true. It is. Now, I know before I get into it, the skin is not skinning today. You know, I've been out in all this sun, at all these tournaments and everything. My allergies are bad. Like, like the allergies are allergy. I mean, like it was ridiculous, depending on if you're on grass field. Normally I'd be on turf, but grass and the grass was grass. And let me tell you, it was beating me down. I mean, I was crying all the time. My nose was nosing. And now, I don't know. It's just a situation. But let me get on it too. People love being American. Let me tell you something. I don't care how much of, of, uh, uh, look, how do I phrase this? One, non-Americans love looking at American media. They like to hate watch. They like to make content on American media. I mean, on American topics, whatever, like that. That's how a lot of non-Americans are making money or whatever. Now, I'm just talking based off of a little bit of observation. I don't have any like official data points or anything like that. I'm just going off of my own mind, which is basically more for entertainment purposes. But you'll have people out here in these streets from like Europe talking so bad about Americans. Just go out on YouTube or whatever, or TikTok or whatever. But I'm like, America's name stays in everybody's mouth. Stay in your mouth, all the way in your mouth. And I'm like, for people who hate America so much, and I don't really believe people who are non-American hate America that much, unless you're from like maybe a Muslim country or something like that, right? You have a lot of Europeans, for example. There's some secret jealousy. Now, yeah, I don't think they hate America, but I think they hate America, right? I think a lot of it stems from the fact that America just doesn't even give a F, right? We're going to do what we're going to do regardless. So even if you think that you're super smart, there's ways of debunking that. There's there's so many things you can get into, but I just find it interesting that people want to come hard on America. But what makes America so funny to me is we are in an Olympic time. I don't care how much we start fighting. Okay, I mean, look, we stay fighting over racial issues, class issues, a whole bunch of stuff. One thing I do know is when the Olympics come on, everyone's gonna be like, "Go Shakari, go Katie Ledecky, go Simone Biles." That's how it's going down. Generally speaking, I don't even think they're gonna care. Even the most racist person gonna be like, look at that ninja run, boy. That little ninja can run fast. Oh my gosh. You know, um, but yeah, there's nothing like them putting on television track and field, gymnastics, and swimming, and watching a whole nation get hyped over about a 10 to a 9 to 11 second sprint down the track. I mean, the tension runs high. If you're talking about track and fields, um, we're invested. We're all invested. They have to beat the Jamaicans. And it's not like the Jamaicans are our mortal enemy, but it's good for competition. But like people are like, you gotta get the Jamaicans. And we love the Jamaicans. But just not during the Olympic time frame. You know, some of the most staunch blackity blackbacks, with the fist, when the Olympics come around, they are invested. They want to see these athletes win. You know, they'll try to make it sound like, oh no, we don't care, but they do. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't at home and in the quiet and the land does it. Like, just singing the Star Spangled Banner. But I do know when the Olympics comes around, you'll see the nation united. I think the Olympics unites a nation more than a freaking war. I feel like what the United States needs to do moving forward is when they feel like the nation is just cracking up and they're just acting all the way out, they need to create some world like sporting event or something beyond like worlds, right? Or something like you gotta like find a way to get people hyped up, like, yeah, yeah, we're Americans. Like, you gotta get them to rally towards something. You gotta give them a goal. Last Olympics, we won this many medals. We need to win this many medals. Or, do you see what I mean? Or like find ways to poke fun at Russia because Russia stays mad and doing silly things, right? So find ways to make them mad. They're already mad at the gymnasts right now. They don't like the fact that Simone Biles is doing what she does, and she has changed what artistic gymnastics looks like, right? They are ticked because now I'm not a gymnastics expert. Now, someone who has competed in gymnastics can speak to this better than I can. The one thing that has happened is the United States has changed how gymnastics is viewed. They've changed how our bodies are viewed, right? Instead of being wayfish and thin, like you can't eat and faces emaciated, they're showing these women's bodies as strong. And then, but you know what they've done? They've ran with this idea of like pushing the envelope, right? Like if you go back in history and look at Nadia Comaneci and who's the girl? Was it Olga? No, not Olga, but I can't remember. But like they when we started, no, the Romanian girl. I'm having a brain dump. And they started flipping on the beam and stuff like that. And what happens is we've changed. We weren't the catalyst, but we definitely really were the catalyst, right? Meaning we really took changing the sport into a whole other direction. So if you look at old style gymnastics, right, like those from the Russian bloc would tend to do a lot of very ballet and a lot of twists, right? Well, if you look at American gymnastics, which is now, started becoming more federated in terms of how gymnastics is judged. If you look at what's happening in Brazil, all these brown girls like us here in the United States. And when I say brown now, I'm not saying just black. I'm talking Asian, black, whatever. We are not just twisting, we are flipping. Really difficult. Twisting is too. There's a reason why when they judge Simone Biles, she's so incredible because she's showing the athleticism, she's showing the height in her gymnastics, but she's not just twisting in the air, she's freaking flipping at the same time. I'm like, holy cow. So she's flipping and twisting. Old school gymnastics was a lot of you do maybe a couple of back handsprings, whatever, and then you twist in the air. This chick is doing not just a regular like tucks. She's doing layouts. It's the chick is checking. Now, where I'm going with this is everyone gets united in the United States, and I say everyone is loosely, but they get united over the Olympics. So even the blackity black flags who are like, this ain't my country, they'll be one, and I'm proud to be an American. I guarantee you if they left outside of the United States and they ran into some issue, they'd be flashing that blue passport. So let me just say this while I know I'm trolling everybody, but I speak with truth. As much as everybody likes to talk about America, America's got a whole lot of flaws. Let's be clear. We have some delusion going on over here too. The one thing is when they say, how do you identify or whatever, like where's your nationality? I have no problem with saying I'm an American. No problem with saying it. Because number one, where am I gonna go anyway? Where can I go where they're like, you know what? Yeah, we'll accept it, right? I can't go to any African nation. I cannot. I want to go visit them. I mean, the closest place I can go right now would be Canada, but it's so cold there. I like Canada though, but it's cold. Um, what was I gonna say? Anyway, so yeah, this is the time of year when everyone loves to be an American. We get to watch our track and field, our gymnastics, our swimming, and of course our basketball teams do what they do. Okay. Now we got the basketball teams. We know we're gonna have tough routes when we're going up against like Spain and I'm sure Serbia, Slovenia, whatever like that. You know those countries, right? I'm sure we're gonna have our issues. I'm talking in terms of men's basketball. I think for the U.S. I believe China is one of our biggest competitors, of course, Russia, whatever that. It's been a while since I've actually paid attention to American women's basketball in the Olympics. And, you know, I'm going to call it thing a thing. It wasn't as interesting. I mean, I would watch it if it was on a little bit, but now I'm invested. I'm definitely looking forward to watching the women. You know, the profile has been raised. The point I'm making is everybody wants to be an American, and I don't care what people say. Even the one the non-Americans stay being up in America's business. Yes, I said stay being up. I know it's not the greatest English, but I said what I said. They talk about us all the time. They make content about us, and now that the Olympics is on, or will be on in about a month or so, you know, it's going to be even more interesting listening to watching people be big haters. Let me tell you, I saw a clip, real talk, where they showed, I believe it was the Australians was talking crap about America, the swim team, and it was shown to Michael Phelps. Now, keep in mind, Michael Phelps is well retired out of the swim thing. Michael Phelps, Michael Phelps was just like, you know, he was hyped. He's not even swimming. He's going to be a commentator. He's going to have like on headgear carrying on, like talking to the microphones. He was like, you know, you don't like when we ring our bell when we're getting ready to go. You don't like when they play the Star Spangled Banner. He said, I will play that on repeat to my teammates every day, every time, and use that as motivation. He had me cracking up. He'd be like, oh yeah, I would save that clip if that were me, and I would play that to my teammates every single day. I was cracking up. I love it. I love how people get hyped. So now you know they're going to be hyped when it comes swim time. You know NBC is going to have these sports on there like crazy. I'm here for all the shenanigans. I know this is a little bit of a ramble. I'm just saying. Everybody wants to be, they keep our name in their mouths. I've seen more people making content about Americans, American media, American everything. The British state making stuff about, let me tell you something, I've watched content creators make content on the 1950s trad life aesthetic. I was like, yo, y'all stay in our business. You've got content creators making stuff on American historical images, like the 1950s trad life stuff. The Nara Smiths, I forget half of the names of the non-black ones, but you've got European commentators or content creators making content on. I'm gonna. I'll name her one time. She who shall not be named, Lily Gaddis. That's the woman who does not look like me, who thought she was gonna be cute and drop N bombs and everything, and she was trying to get into conservative media, and they were like, "Negative, Roger. You have a baby by a non-white guy," or so. I don't remember what it is, but you guys can go look at it for yourself. I just don't like to reference her and give her any kind of clout. I don't reference any of the content. I usually just don't. That's why I haven't reported on it. I was like, I'm not reporting on that. I've never seen that many non-Americans report on that kind of stuff. The 1950s trap life aesthetic. You got black women who are not American, as far as I know. They make more content on black American women. I'm like, y'all stay grifting off us. Why don't you make content on your country, your people? Child, I'll tell you, everybody wants to be an American. Even the black people here who want to be like, hardcore. I think they're secretly singing in the land. 2003. Like they are. The Olympics are on. They'll be hyped. I'm just saying. I'm just going through the thing. I think. Look, this is that time of year. But at the end of the day, everybody wants to be an American. They report on all American stuff. And you know what's so funny? I virtually not. I know there. I'm sure there's someone out there doing it, of course, but you don't see a lot of Americans making content on a lot of foreign stuff because we're so self-absorbed. We're more focused on ourselves. We're such a big country with such vast interest and taste. There's so many things you can make here. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that that's just how it is here. So we just sit there and giggle at all of the non-Americans making content on American stuff. I giggle at all the black people who will be hyped for the Olympics. You know, I'm always hyped for the Olympics. I root for everybody. Anybody that's American. I sure do. I don't care what sport it is. Fencing. Come on, America. Come on, fence. I don't care what sport it is. I don't. I'm like, oh, they got people who do all the fast walking and the archery and stuff. I'm like, come on. Oh my gosh. Anyway, just to get that off my chest. For all the people who are not American, who are stay commenting on American business, if you want to become an American, I need you to go ahead through the immigration process. Just get yourself a blue passport. I think it takes 10 years to be naturalized. I don't know what it is. You gotta do it. Go ahead, because y'all stay in our business. And all the black people who claim they got all these issues and beef and well, America has problems, but even the black ones who are like, we're not really Americans, we're this, that, and the other. I would like to see Dr. Umar surrender his passport. I want to see how that works out. Dr. Umar, he needs to stop. I mean, I'm not saying that he doesn't bring up some really good points at times, but sometimes he's just doing too much. All right. That was a little bit of a ramble. I haven't been on here in a while, but I just noticed I was just cracking up on some stuff. I'm like, I'm just shaking my head. All right. So try not to get your hee haws too much at me and my weird tanning situation that is not even. And I really need to work on doing my hair, but I just cannot in this weather and heat. It's just, hey, we're just going to have these bushy little afro twist outs. I need to wash my hair, get some of this product out, and do a fresh one. But it is what it is. So, um, all right, I don't have anything else. Go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment.